Hi, I'm Will Adams, and this is Brook Tools and Woodworks. I've got something a little bit different for you today. I've just finished recording a video interview with my friend and fellow woodworker, Jamie Harpster. Now, in addition to being a good friend, Jamie is the founder of an organization called Plain Wellness. And Plain Wellness is sponsoring a woodworking event this summer in Freeport, Pennsylvania, right outside of Pittsburgh, called Hand Tool Haven. I'm proud to be one of the sponsors, along with Fine Woodworking Magazine, Popular Woodworking Magazine, Lee Valley, Veritas, and others. There's going to be vendors, there's going to be door prizes and demonstrations. It promises to be a great woodworking event. So, without further ado, here's my interview with Jamie Harpster. Hey, Jamie Harpster, thank you for being with me today. Glad to have some time to talk to you and introduce you to folks in my YouTube world who might not know you. So let's just start out with a little bit about who is Jamie Harpster, what is Plain Wellness, and how did this all come together?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to meet your YouTube channel as well. So I'm Jamie Harpster. I'm the founder and president of Plain Wellness. Plain Wellness kind of got started because I have to go back a ways. So I started off in the mental health field in about 2014. And then when I bought my house in 2018, I discovered woodworking and how therapeutic it was for myself. So I'm diagnosed with ADHD, and I learned that being in the shop really taught me how to slow down and just take a break from the world. Especially working in the mental health field, you really got to have something where you're taking care of yourself, your own self-wellness, and the woodworking shop very quickly became that for me.
Absolutely.
And then in the end of 2022, I think it was now, time flies. I started a YouTube channel that I didn't really expect it to go anywhere. I just had people ask me same questions over and over again. And I said, you know what, I'll make a video for them. And that way when people ask, I can just send them the link. Well, the channel ended up taking off, and I monetized that channel in under 12 weeks or in under 3 months.
And what channel is that?
Thank you. That is Batcave Creations, which
Right.
on that note, if I would have known it was going to be a channel, I probably would have picked a different name. Batcave Creations when I was doing like craft shows for woodworking because my shop's in the basement.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, so it's Batcave Creations. Yep. Once I started working on that channel more and more and posting more and more videos, I started interacting a lot more with the YouTube community and the woodworking YouTube community, and learning that a lot of people had a similar experience with woodworking, that it was improving their mental health. And I wanted to dive into that a little bit more. So for about a year after that, I was trying to think, how can I combine my two passions, which was woodworking and mental health? And one day I just said, free woodworking courses for people with diagnoses, and let's go for it. And I really did start it like that, just on a whim, and it took off from there.
I remember when you messaged me after we connected on Facebook through a bunch of different woodworking groups. And I remember you messaged me one day and you said, I'm going to start a nonprofit called Plain Wellness. And you told me what the whole idea of this was. And I thought, wow, that is really ambitious. But I share the same kind of feeling about woodworking. Before I started my tool making business, when I was teaching, this was my sanctuary. This is what kind of kept me sane. So, did you see that there was something missing in kind of the woodworking classes, or just kind of the woodworking community generally, that inspired you to do this? Or was it just based on your own experience?
Both, all of the above. The main thing is working in the mental health field. It's typically nonprofit mental health. You don't make a lot of money, so I could never afford a woodworking course. A lot of the courses are $600+, and then you have to pay for travel and pay for materials and food while you're there, and all this kind of stuff that I just couldn't do on my own income. So I was trying to learn woodworking by just watching YouTube videos, and every once in a while you'd get somebody to respond to a comment, but most of the time they don't. So if you have a question, you don't get an answer. So then you have to search for more YouTube videos, or try to read more articles, or try to do this, or just trial and error, which can get very, very frustrating. So that was part of it too.
Inexpensive.
That exactly. Throw things. So that was part of it too, is there's got to be a way that we can make woodworking more accessible to people. It is a very, very expensive hobby. You can go cheap. You can go with vintage tools or cheaper tools from China, and so you can make it a cheap hobby. But to learn it, if you want to learn it fast and you want to learn it more effectively, courses are one of the best ways to do that.
Right.
Again, we both have YouTube channels, so there is not a knock on YouTube. You can get a lot of information on there. I learned how to do a lot of things in my house from that, but the one-on-one courses, having them be free for individuals with diagnoses, just opens a huge door for people to have opportunities where I personally didn't have when I was learning.
Right. So let's back up a little bit. So you've mentioned a couple of times classes for people with diagnoses. Let's back up and really kind of focus in on what Plain Wellness is. Like, what is the mission of Plain Wellness?
You're right. I did not answer that at all. And you asked it. I apologize.
That's
So,
okay.
Plain Wellness is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We offer woodworking courses, and these woodworking courses can be free to individuals with a mental health diagnosis or physical disability, including veterans with a disability rating.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. So our main mission is to improve mental wellness through woodworking.
nice. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I can relate to that. Like I said, this has been my sanctuary.
Yep.
So since you incorporated as a
Yep.
501c3,
Mhm.
how many classes have you done so far?
So in our first year of operations was 2024. We had 30 different courses. As of today, right now, we're up to 34 courses, and we have 11 more posted for the year. We've also given out, we're at 191 free seats now for those mission students.
That's great. Now,
Yeah.
if you don't have a mental health diagnosis, can you still attend a Plain Wellness class?
Yep, absolutely. So we do have the option for students to pay for a course. There's two main reasons for that. The first one being, even if you don't have a diagnosis, you can still benefit from taking our courses and learning and improving your own mental wellness. Because again, even if you don't have a diagnosis, you still need mental wellness because this world can get tough.
Yeah.
The other thing for that is it's a great way for us to be able to get materials and supplies out to our mission students and to pay our teachers, because even if you're a nonprofit, you still need to have a good business plan that's maintainable. And keeping our courses self-sufficient, where the teachers are paid based off of how much we earn from a course, all of that remains self-sufficient, basically ensuring that we can continue our mission for years on end.
Nice. So when you started, did you find it difficult to find people to sign on to be teachers?
Not at all. Not at
Really?
all, which was very, very surprising. The first couple courses, I think the first 5 or 6 courses or something like that, were volunteer. I just
Yeah.
said, "Hey, do you want to teach for us?" And they were like, "Awesome, sure, let's go for it." And then once I saw that the courses were popular and people were paying for the courses, I said, "We can actually pay teachers." So then I formatted like a program. They're 1099 contracted. So I
Yeah.
just reached out to different people and I said, "Hey, this is what I'm able to offer if you want to teach for us." And I think I only had one person say no. Everybody
Oh,
they
wow.
asked was just like, "Yeah, let's go for it." So,
Great.
and I think the first one was, it was Jeff Warshawski from Reed Plains, and
Yep.
then the second person I asked was James Wright Wood by Right. And
Yep.
James really helped launch. Once you get James's name on there, a lot of
Yeah.
people were like, "Oh yeah, this is awesome. Let's go for it." So
Yeah.
yeah, that
Great.
wasn't difficult at all.
Can can you give an example of some of the courses that you've offered so far?
Yeah, so the popular ones that we've had is carving. A lot of people love carving, whether it's like whittling knife carving or full on chisel gouge carving. We've also had a lot of dovetail courses, sharpening courses. We even had a design course that was really popular where it had you think about your project, and if you're going to make it a gift for somebody, thinking about all the ins and outs of how to design it. So we've basically had everything from advanced stool making courses to entry level. This is how you sharpen a plane or use a plane.
Nice.
Mhm.
So this summer, Hand Tool
Yes.
Haven, I'm looking at your
Yes.
shirt. I will be there,
Yep.
one of your
Yep.
sponsors.
Yep.
So
Absolutely. Thank you.
tell me about Hand Tool Haven. What is
This is
that
where
going
I'm
to
going to
be?
geek out. I'm so
Excellent.
excited for it. I'm so excited. So, it is a huge fundraising event for Plain Wellness, because the second part of our mission is to encourage an inclusive community. So, we want to host annual events where we get the woodworking community together and at the same time have it be a fundraiser so that we can advance our mission. So, we're going to have a bunch of different vendors. We have an amazing list of sponsors, Brook being one of them. Um, we will also have presentations, demonstrations. We have 2 guest speakers. We're going to have raffles, silent auctions of 50-50. There's going to be food trucks. I mean, it's going to be It's going to be an amazing event.
I'm
And I
really
will
looking
say that,
forward to it.
what, I'm sorry?
I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, looking at all the people that are going to be there,
Yep.
there's a lot of people that were at Handworks as vendors that are going to be here. And I'm just really excited about the energy behind it.
Yeah, I am too. And I didn't expect it to be that popular so soon. I mean, when I said, hey, it was a year in advance, I started planning this event, and I said, hey, I'm looking for sponsors and looking for vendors, and boom, it filled up.
Nice.
So now I'm like out of space, you know. So we've got an amazing list of people already. We've got some really heavy hitters for sponsors and for vendors. So I'm already planning. I actually just started planning last week the event for 26 to make it an even bigger event. You know?
Nice.
I'm looking at like actual convention center venues versus the
Nice.
type of venue we're going to have this time.
Well,
Yeah.
keep me on the sponsored list.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So
You know, I'll be calling.
What? Yeah. What's next after Hand Tool Haven? What is like the next step for Plain Wellness? What do you want to realize?
Yeah, so our ultimate goal is to have our own facility where we offer in-person woodworking courses, because about 98% of our courses right now are virtual. We have 3 in-person locations, but the goal is to have our own. And we want it to be more of like a woodworking retreat where they would have courses with us, but they would stay on site in mini cabins. So they would have woodworking instruction during the day. We would have meals together, have campfires at night. I'm hoping to find somewhere with like a little pond or a lake. Maybe we can go fishing or go on hikes and just really have it be a relaxing and enjoyable experience where not only are you going to learn, but you're going to improve your mental wellness and engage with other woodworkers that have similar interests.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
I know one of the challenges that I've faced is I don't know very many woodworkers right here in Vermont, you know.
Yep.
And all of my woodworking friends really I've met through Facebook and through the groups and what have you. So I'm excited about that kind of an idea where people can get together. I mean, Hand Tool Haven is going to be that too.
Yep. Yep.
That's kind of how Handworks felt. It was just everybody came together for the love of woodworking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say too that I don't know if I've publicly stated this yet, but I'm a big dreamer.
You're about to.
I'm about to. I'm going to say it publicly now, but I'm a really big dreamer. So I know that Plain Wellness, our goal is to have our own facility, and I'm looking in either Western Pennsylvania or West Virginia. But I want to have satellite campuses everywhere.
Yeah.
Because why can't this be a nationwide organization? We've already got in-person courses in Rockford, Illinois. We're going to be adding Damascus, Maryland. We have Timberville, Virginia. We have McFall, Missouri. Why can't we get all of these little satellite locations throughout the country so there's at least somewhere local people can go?
You got to come.
Your shop would be awesome for courses too. If you ever get more time in your life, because I know you're very busy, you call me because your shop would be awesome for courses.
There we go. Hey, man, that might.
And you were a teacher.
That is an excuse to expand.
That's a good one. You need to tell your wife. I'm going to start teaching again, but it's woodworking.
Right.
That's awesome. But really though, I mean, I don't see why it couldn't, because we have that option for students to pay, and because we get donations, this can expand and expand and expand. So satellite locations plus our own location is a huge goal. The other thing that I want to do is eventually have our own center to host events. So if we do have like a local MWTCA meeting, let's have it at the Plain Wellness location, or even Patina or Brown's Tool Auction, whatever. Have all of these a place for all these woodworkers to go.
Right.
We also want to have a museum. I'm starting my collection right there. Those are all different Miller's Falls planes, so that's part of it. But I also have a few woodworkers that want to donate their collection. So we can put together a museum of just a whole bunch of different types of planes and tools, educate the public on it, and even teach people how to use them there, all those different things. So now, again, this is years down the line.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I'm hoping that at least 2 years from now, we have our own facility and we start hosting in-person courses. 5 years, I want to have the cabins built, and then 10 years, I want that event center in the museum.
Nice. So we've mentioned Hand Tool Haven a couple of times. What we haven't done is talked about where it is and when it is.
That's a very good point. We just get too excited about things. So Hand Tool Haven is going to be in Freeport, Pennsylvania, just outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and it's going to be on July 19th, 2025. Excellent. It's so weird to say.
I know.
Yep.
when we were chatting the other day, you said it's in 4 months, and that was a real wake-up call to me. I've got to
Yep.
get my act together.
Yep. I needed to remind Albert Klein too, because Albert Klein is making the door prize, the high vise with bench crafted hardware.
Oh, cool.
I was like, hey brother, just a reminder, the event's in 4 months. So yep. I think I'm gonna send out a big email to everybody, be like, hey, time's flying. Get ready because it's gonna be here soon.
Yeah, it will be. And I'm looking forward to it. Is there anything else you'd like to share with my channel? Anything else you want to say about Plain Wellness or Hand Tool Haven or woodworking in general?
I think the biggest thing is just you need to connect with other people.
Yeah.
Because when we're woodworkers, a lot of us are introverts. A lot of us like to be in our shop by ourselves and just work on the lathe or use a hand plane or hit some chisels, and you are very much on your own.
Yep.
Which is still good for your mental wellness, to have that break, to have that time of peace, build something and have that accomplishment. But a huge part of hobbies is that community piece. Right. Hobbies are more effective on your mental wellness when you have friends who are also interested in the craft. Yeah. So get on Facebook, get on Instagram, wherever you can find that community. I will warn you, though, that there's a lot of people on Facebook and Instagram and even in, what are those called? Forums. Yeah. Some people can be very, very rude. You can have the keyboard warriors. Yeah. Find the good people, make connections with them, because it really does help. You don't want to be by yourself all the time doing this craft. Right.
And you and I have gotten to know each other pretty well over the last couple of years, and I am very much I'm very much the introvert. I've got some social anxiety, really. But when I'm around people that share a passion with me, you'll never get me to shut up. Yep. You know. Yep. So that's the beauty of it. One of the reasons I'm so looking forward to Hand Tool Haven. You know, because we're all going to be there for the same reason. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. And even if you have and even if it's not a Hand Tool Haven, as long as there's local woodworking groups, because I'm just learning that there's a lot more local woodworking groups than I thought there was, even ones that I can travel to that are only an hour away. Look for something like that too. Yeah. You know, but if you can make it to Hand Tool Haven, of course, I'm going to highly recommend that. I'm biased. Right. I think it's going to be amazing, but yeah, look for those kinds of events too. I have been involved in various hobbies throughout my life, and I have to say, of all of them, this is by far the most supportive. Yeah, you have those few people that will always...
It's usually the old grouchy ones.
Yeah, you have your keyboard warriors, but for the most part, the woodworking community has been really supportive. Yep, which is one of the things that I really love about it.
Yep, absolutely. It's a very unique thing, because I've been involved in a lot of hobbies also. Yeah. And not many of them have. This actually kind of goes in a little bit into my Hand Tool Haven speech, is that I compare it a lot to reading as a hobby. I know a ton of people that reading is their hobby, but you're by yourself and you open a book.
Yeah. And
that's pretty much it. Maybe you have a book club, but most of the time it's just you discuss the book and you go back to this.
Yeah.
So woodworking is unique from a lot of different hobbies because we have that amazing community, but there's always something to learn.
Yeah.
It can be carving. It can be chair making. It can be turning. And within turning, spindle turning, bowl turning.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always something to learn with it. So
yeah, absolutely.
Find what you like and find the community that goes with it.
Plain Wellness, Hand Tool Haven, July 19th in Freeport,
Pennsylvania.
Yep.
I say Pittsburgh. I say Pittsburgh because nobody knows Freeport.
Right.
So it's 30 minutes outside of Pittsburgh.
Awesome. All right. I will put all that information in the description of this video. Jamie, I'm really happy that you're here. I'm happy to call you my friend. And
absolutely.
I'm really looking forward to seeing you this summer.
It's going to be awesome. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks, brother.
All right. Bye.
Bye. I hope you enjoyed that interview. And more than that, I hope that you will join me and Jamie at Hand Tool Haven this summer in Freeport, Pennsylvania, July 19th. I will put all the information about both Plain Wellness and Hand Tool Haven down in the description for this video. I hope to see you this summer at Hand Tool Haven. If you like this video, I hope you'll click like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.
I'm Jamie Harpster, so I'm the founder and president of Plain Wellness. Man, about me, that's a long. Let me think where to start. We might have to start this over. Do I talk about my YouTube channel?
Sure.
Okay, because that kind of goes into how I started Plain Wellness. Ask your question again.
All right. Jamie, thank you for being with us today. Yeah.
Ask it again.
Jamie, thank you for joining me and being with me on my YouTube channel. Glad to have you here. I'm babbling.
That was perfect. What do you mean?
Oh, I thought I was babbling.
No, I thought it was good.
All right.
We got this.
Take 5.
Right.
Dude, that
Good?
was good. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I think that was good. I'm going to stop.
My ADHD got the better. I think it's not good that we're both ADHD.
Are you kidding? I
Because
know.
we like fed off of each other.
Oh, wait a minute.
You were recording. I see it up here. This
I
call
was?
is being recorded. Yeah.
Okay.
It says,
Okay.
yeah, it says this call is being recorded. This call is being transcribed. You're good. Put that in the bloopers. That would be